information and cultural beacon of the Four Corners.
How do you know what to make of the news? Is it politically inflected? Is it stenography? Is it just plain untrue? On the Media helps you decode the news. We reveal the process behind the story because there's sometimes as much to be learned from the gathering as from the news itself. Please join us.
Saturday mornings at 7 on KSJE, Farmington.
Here's today's edition of Health in a Heartbeat. There are plenty of pros and cons to consider when thinking of adopting a dog. But have you thought about how it...
Hello, I'm Antonia Gonzalez with National Native News. Tune in to our headline news service for stories about indigenous communities across the country and around the world. Hear about top concerns facing Native nations. Tribal history, language, and culture is also part of indigenous life. Check out our headline news service to learn more. Tune in here for National Native News.
Weekdays at 5:55 on KSJE, Farmington. This program is supported by San Juan Health Partners Urology, providing a wide range of personalized services for the whole family, including children. Our caring professionals are dedicated to helping meet your urology health needs with skill, experience, and service you need. For a complete listing of our services and to learn more, visit sanjuanhealthpartners.com or call 505-609-6300. San Juan Health Partners Urology, a division of San Juan Regional Medical Center. 11 minutes past 8 o'clock. It is Friday morning, September 14th. Good morning, everyone. You're listening to KSJE 90.9 FM and 90.9 HD. A special good morning to our viewers who are tuning in and watching as we stream video from our visual radio studio this morning here at San Juan College on the KSJE Facebook page and the brand new KSJE channel on YouTube. Good morning, everybody, and feel free to let us know where you're listening to us from this morning, and we will say hello back to you. Coming up on the program in just a moment, my guests from the Farmington Public Library, but first a couple of reminders. Also coming up today here on KSJE beginning at 9 a.m., Mick Hess will be here roving with the arts. Today, Mick is playing a modern piece of classical music, so that will be here. Don't forget about that at 9. And at noon today, it's our program with the Farmington Police Department, the Cop Shop with FPD, today at noon with Police Chief Steve Hebby and Public Information Officer Georgette Allen. Today, they're going to be talking about emergency preparedness, and certainly we're hearing a lot about that with the hurricane that has hit on the East Coast, and some of the natural gas apparently sparked explosions and fires in the Boston area. So emergency preparedness is the topic today on the Cop Shop with FPD. We hope you will tune in for that program today at noon on KSJE, and that program will also be streamed live on our Facebook and YouTube channels, so you can tune in for that as well. Also want to show you a little bit about our regional events calendar at ksje.com, and that is coming up in just a moment. And the regional events calendar that you will see there is what we'll show you. Lots of events that are going on. We've got lots of events on the regional events calendar, so check that out. And as you can see, the Two Colorful Women show continuing here at San Juan College. San Juan College Family Game and Movie Night happening here this evening beginning at 4 p.m. KSJE will have a booth at that event, and the movie night, of course, is coming up as well. That would be the Avengers movie at dusk. Don't forget about that. An Astro Friday program at the San Juan College Planetarium happening later on this evening. 2 pieces of glass. A lecture at the Aztec Ruins tonight. New Perspectives, Excavations of a Small Basket Maker 3 site at Chaco Canyon. That lecture tonight at the Aztec Ruins National Monument. So we want to remind you about that event. Garden and Herb Celebration at Riverside Nature Center tomorrow. The Animas River Green Chili Festival happening tomorrow at Sutherland Farms. And tomorrow's also National Gymnastics Day. So lots of things to take part in. Just a little sample of the events you'll find on our regional events calendar at ksje.com. Well, now let me turn to my guests who are here with me in the studio. As I mentioned, from the Farmington Public Library, David Flores is here. He is the Teen Services Coordinator at the library. David, good morning.
Good morning. How are you today, sir?
I am well. Welcome to our visual radio studio. This is your first time.
First time. It's pretty
here,
awesome.
so we appreciate you being here. Yeah. Thanks for coming in.
Thanks for having me.
You bet. And Leonard So is here. He is the Patron Services Supervisor at the Farmington Public Library. Leonard, good morning to you.
Good morning to you, too.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
And let's talk about some of the things that are coming up at the Farmington Public Library. Always plenty of events that are happening. You've got a big library card sign-up event going on right now, right, David?
Exactly. Yeah. The month of September is always library card sign-up month. So we got a number of fun things that are going on. So I know Lenart's ready to. He's chomping at the bit for the library card sign-ups.
Is he? Okay.
Yeah, he's the.
He's the guy.
He's the guru, library card sign-up guru.
Okay,
so.
Lenart, talk to me about that. This is for folks who don't already have a Farmington Public Library card, or if ours is worn out from overuse or whatever, we can get it replaced.
Yes, pretty much. Either the individual has a library card or they don't have one, they can always come by and get a library card.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing that we ask for is just a proof of mailing address and a photo ID.
Okay.
And you just got to come and fill out the application. And as David said, it's throughout the whole month of September. And for those individuals that have a library card and if they want to replace their old one, we're going to be waiving the $2 replacement fee for the whole month of September.
Oh, nice. Okay. But brand new cards are free, right?
Yes.
If I never had one before, that would be a free thing.
Right.
But apparently to replace it, it's free too during September.
During September, it's free.
Such a deal.
Yeah, and then we have the new cards that have the plein air from last year. So sometimes people want to get a new version. So
sure.
If you want a new version, this is the month to do it. Or if you've lost it, you don't know where it's at, this month is the time to come in and get your card and get everything up to date, ready to go for school and things like that.
Very true. Very true. And you can come in anytime the library's open then, right?
Right.
Anytime. And just get it replaced.
Yes. Right now, the library is in winter hours, so the library opens from 9 a.m. to about 9 p.m. So any time around that time, you could come by and get a library card. Right.
Very good. And the designs you mentioned, David, are the plein air paintings from an event at the library, right? So it's sites around the library property that have been reproduced on the library card.
Exactly, yes. And speaking of that, there's going to be another plein air on the 19th of October.
Is there? Okay.
Yeah, so there'll be another opportunity, so we'll get some new cards coming up.
Nice. Very good. And those are always really cool because that, for folks, I think most everyone knows, but that is when the artists come and they actually complete their painting within a certain amount of time, usually just a couple of hours. So they're going pretty fast and trying to capture that image at wherever they are, this time at the library during that afternoon or morning or whatever they're there.
Yeah, normally they have to be done by noon.
Okay.
So they can come in any time before. They can come in, at 6 o'clock in the morning or whatever, and then they set up shop, so to speak, and then they do their artwork, and then they just have it turned in by noon because they have to bring it into the library at noon.
Right.
And then it's displayed for a period of time. People can buy it. And then they make a library card with their art on it. So it's pretty neat.
Sure.
It's pretty neat.
Very cool. And Lenart, the things that the library card can open up, I know besides all the books, of course, at the Farmington Public Library, but there's also a lot of other online resources with that library card and PIN number that folks can access and things like that. Lots of reasons to have an active library card in your purse, wallet, person, wherever.
Like you mentioned, with online resources, you could place holds on an item. It just needs your library card number and your PIN number. You can access databases such as USA Reference, any of those references online with your library card. And you could do so much with it, basically. And electronically, you could download electronic ebooks, electronic audiobooks, onto your smartphone or your tablet, things like that. So you could do any of that with your library card.
Very true. And if I'm not getting my library card replaced during this event during the month of September, and I still have my old one, but my PIN sometimes expires, right? That has to get refreshed or re-engaged or something.
Actually, the library card does expire every year, so you do have to update the card every year. Sometimes if the if your account is attached with an email, we'll notify you through email saying that, come in and update your library card. If not, then we'll just mail you a notification basically. But you do have to update your card every year. And if you forgot your PIN number, and we can always change your PIN number for whatever preference you would like.
Right.
You'll just come to the desk and we just got to verify your information. Then we're going to change your PIN number. So either of those would work.
Right. And that can just get reset. It's a pretty easy process, right,
easy.
David?
And you can also update your library card privileges on the phone. So if you call the library 599-1270,
okay,
they can do that on the phone as well. Because sometimes, especially like for the long weekends, holidays when the library's closed. We were just closed for Labor Day, but when sometimes people need to check out an ebook or an audio book, and so if they call, and people are busy. Sometimes people are very busy. Everyone's busy, actually. And so anything that we can do to make it easier for folks is what we're trying to do. So if they're not able to come in, they can call, and we can update their privilege on the phone.
Right.
On the fly, so to speak.
On the fly, which is always good, right?
Yeah, always good. And then they can access the databases. They can access, visit the website, see what's coming up. We keep the website current, and as Lennart said, we are in library winter hours right now, so Monday through Thursday we're 9 to 9, and then the weekend we close at 5.
Right.
So Friday, Saturday, and Sunday we close at 5 o'clock.
Okay, and the website is infoway.org for folks who've been living under a rock for the last 30 years.
Exactly.
I think you've had that for a long time, and gets a lot of use, which is good. Another event that's coming up is Banned Book Week, right? Something the library watches and reminds us about every year. It's an important thing.
It is. We sometimes people ask, well, are you guys banning books? Is the library banning books? Because they see the banner out there that says ban books and things like that. We don't. It's freedom to read. And so we highlight some of those items that are challenged throughout the nation or different places. Sometimes people, they one of the most challenged books is the Bible.
Really?
Yeah. And so it's just amazing, some of the reasons for items that are being challenged. One of my favorite. Well, every year we do our staff. We meet together and we present a banned book that we've read that we enjoy.
Right.
So Hal Borland wrote a book, When the Legends Die. I'm not sure if you're familiar with that
I don't think
account.
So. Right.
But it is about a Native American bull rider. His name is Thomas Black Bull, and he's from the Ute Reservation in Ignacio. And it's partly true. It's based on true facts, but it's a fiction. It's a fiction book. It's a great read. But it was banned. I'm going off memory. I think it was banned in 1978 in Wyoming, Laramie, Wyoming, because it's crazy. They banned it for in 7 pages. There were 42 curse words.
Oh my!
So they wanted it pulled off the shelf because
of
that. So it's kind of amazing when you look at the reason people ban them. They're
right.
There's a lot of effort goes into things like that. So
sure.
It's pretty amazing.
And the issue is that, when we start banning things, then that's almost like a form of censorship, and that's what the libraries kind of stand against, right? We want open access to everything, really.
Right. Everybody should be able to get whatever information they need. And that's one of our rights as American citizens.
That's true. Lennart, let me ask you a little bit about banned books. Have you got a favorite banned book that always ends up on a list somewhere?
I think currently now 1984.
George Orwell, right?
Yes. It's one of my favorite books, and I think I'm going to reread it again during this time. But it is listed on the banned book, and those are one of the titles that usually I mention for like what David was saying. As library staff, we usually try to highlight one banned book a week, basically, and I think last year that's what I did, and then this year I'm going to do the same thing again. So that's one of my favorite books for a banned book. Right,
understood. And what's the reason that one gets banned? I'm trying to remember off the top of my head. There's usually a couple of reasons.
It's pretty much, I think...
I don't know if it's language, but something else, isn't it?
Through, I think it was pretty much going toward government control.
Right, I see.
Things like that. So it was back in, when George Orwell wrote the book and all of that. So, and again, I'm going to reread it again.
Yeah.
And, and go from there.
And it's so funny. Books can be banned for any number of reasons, right? I mean, it isn't just language. It could be the theme. It could just be someone didn't like the color of the cover. I don't know. Right. Crazy ideas, right? Crazy reasons.
People come up with a lot of reasons. And when you look at the list, we have a comprehensive list at the library. You're welcome to come look at it. Children's books, picture books, just the fairy tales. They're banned for a number of reasons. So, and you're right. Anybody that doesn't like something can ban something, or thinks that they can ban something. But so when we talk about banned books, we're not talking about banning books or burning books, or we're highlighting the fact that we do not ban books.
Right.
We don't ban books. We don't participate in that behavior.
Sure. But you remind all of us that there are still places in this country that do ban books, right? There are other maybe school libraries or other public libraries, I guess, in other communities that maybe do pull books off their shelves for whatever reason.
Many school districts, their board members will come to a high school library or junior high school library and ban, and they want a book pulled off. So those banned books, that is a comprehensive list of books that individuals, for as you said, for whatever reason, someone wants it off the shelf. Doesn't think that someone should read it.
Right, which is interesting. So that's part of the issue. So this is coming up, September 23rd through the 29th is Banned Book Weeks, right?
The last book. It's always the last week in September.
Okay. And so you will have a display. Any other programs at the library about banned books?
And if you'd like to get more information on banned books, we do go through the American Library Association, the ALA.org website, and they have a list of banned books.
That infamous list, right,
yes.
of banned books from libraries around the
nation,
around the country, right? Mm-hmm. Very good. And as you mentioned, I know in the past I've seen folks from the community, from the library, and kind of a marketing campaign about their favorite banned book and why it was banned and things like that. So
right. And normally during that week you'll see a flag that says freedom.
Right.
And it signifies freedom to read.
Gotcha. Very good. My guests from the Farmington Public Library this morning, we are talking about a number of events that are happening at the library coming up, including Banned Book Week and the library card sign-up, of course. That is happening throughout the entire month of September, as we mentioned. There's a lot more events that are coming, though, gentlemen, and we're going to take a short break. When we come back, I want to ask you a little bit about Make Do coming up and the big storytelling festival, of course, and plus some other events, too.
Perfect.
So we will take a short break. Back with my guests with more in just a moment right here on KSJE. The time is 8:27.
The European Union's privacy laws are a hit, but its proposed copyright rules have the internet freaking out.